You join me again today as we try once again to turn around our recent poor form and push ourselves up that table and hopefully a better chance of getting back into the Premier League. Hello, and it's a very warm welcome to episode 10 of Project Turnaround, where we try and turn around one of the sides that's fallen out of the Premier League, and in this case, it is Brentford. My name is Mark, and on today's episode, we have two games for you in the Championship, both at home. First up against Burnley in match day 19, and then Coventry City in match day 20. Don't forget, if you do enjoy today's episode, leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification button. Helps the channel immensely if you do those things for me. And also with FM24 just around the corner, maybe even a beta version today at some point, and a new series coming out. If you haven't bought the game and you're fancying buying it and playing alongside watching my episodes or whatever while you're watching my episodes, then there is a link down in the description for Fanatical, and also a discount code. If you use those, you get yourself a decent discount on the game price, and you also help the channel as well. And a big thank you from me to boot. Anybody who has subscribed just recently, very, very much appreciated that you have subscribed. We've hit 85 subscribers, which doesn't sound a lot, but that is going up, and I'm hopeful that when FM24 comes out, that may sort of take off a little bit. If you wouldn't mind doing so, if you haven't already subscribed, you wouldn't mind doing so. As I say, that does help. It gets more people to see the video, and so on and so forth. Anyway, let's get on with today's episode. As I said, first up, we have a game against Burnley, and I'm not quite sure. Oh, stuff wasn't working on the background in the background there. First up is Burnley. I think the old computer's freezing up at the minute. I think it's getting ready for FM24 or something. We have played one game since you were last with us, a game against Wolves. To be honest, if I go back here a minute, if you look at the past history against Wolves, that's Burnley, Mark. There we go. Past meetings against Wolves, I mean, they've always been fairly tight affairs. We beat them once in the Premier League at 2-1, a 2-2 draw in the fourth round of the FA Cup, losing to them on penalties in the FA Cup last season, and then a 2-2 draw towards the end of the season at the Molineux on that occasion. Mumbo and Godwin the scorers, but this time out, nothing. It was a dead duck, really. They had 19 shots, 6 on target. We had 3 shots, didn't even hit the target. We really, really are out of form at the moment. The only thing that we had in our grasp was a little bit of possession, really. But a poor day at Molineux, just as I thought that this system might just be turning the corner. I'm just getting a little bit worried that it's not. Even the board expects us to draw this next match. I don't think there's a great deal more to tell you. I think we're going to get into it and see if we can actually turn this little boat around. Oh, the one thing we haven't done, of course, is have a look at the table, which is always fine and dandy to do. We are currently in 8th place, 29 points, just sat behind. We do have a game in hand, though, over Hull City, who are in 7th place. Bristol City in 6th. Then Watford in 5th. Wolves, who we drew to, are 4th on 36 points, as are our first opponents today. Burnley also on 36 points. Sheffield United in 2nd place on 44, and Crystal Palace, as we know, pretty much running away with it. Mind you, they have lost another game, losing to Sheffield Wednesday by 1-0. They are top of the table on 49 points. Sheffield Wednesday, Huddersfield and Queen's Park Rangers in the drop zone as it stands at the moment. 16, 15 and 14 to be precise. Our second opponents in the episode of Coventry, who are currently just outside that drop zone, won't want to drop into it, but they've had a poor run as well just recently. So 2 draws. I mean, it's not bad form. We just haven't won for a couple of games and a couple of draws. So you don't want to get in that habit. We've won 3 of the last 5, drawn the other 2. Let's make that a 4 of the last 5. Well, it won't be 4, still be 3 and 2, won't it? Until that moves itself out. But let's keep that going. Let's see if we can get a win against Burnley. Start the episode off really, really well, and then if we can go and play Coventry and get a result there, it'd be quite a good episode, really, wouldn't it? And here is the team that will face Burnley in this Sky Bet Championship, match day 19. And the team looks like this. Raya in goal. He comes back in to replace Strakoshka, who's had a poor run of games. And ever since I said, wasn't he doing well? Best, Sorensen, Murray, Janssen and Stevens make up the defensive line. Sharaway, Yamalak, Winks and Lafee make up the midfield line. Just wondering whether there's a ball-winning midfielder. We'll leave him like that. Lewis Potter and Apenda lead the attack up front. Strakoshka back on the bench. Starfelt, Roslev, Deversilu, Bidstrup, Camera and Perez make up the bench. And this is how the 2 sides face up. We're playing our 4-4-2. Burnley playing a 4-2-3-1. Vincent Kompany manager, still in this sphere. Burnley in 3rd on 36 points. We are in 8th on 29. Confirmation of the 2 teams for you. First highlight comes just 2 minutes in. Brown here with a free kick. And that's gone through and it's gone in. Josh Brownhill with his first goal of the season inside 2 minutes for Burnley. Round the wall and Raya didn't get anywhere near it. Raya with a free kick to Janssen. Janssen launches one out wide to Lafee. Lafee finds Apenda. Apenda holds the ball up. Stevens in support. Stevens gets that through to Lafee. Lafee chops it inside. Yamalak. Yamalak goes out wide to Sorensen. Sorensen on the overlap. It's gone in. Lewis Apenda, 9th goal of the season. And we're back on level terms on 17 minutes. Bit more like it. Yamalak in space. Got it to Sorensen. Sorensen, all he had to do was cross it in. Apenda got a foot to it. And in the back of the net. Question of offside. But he's onside when that ball's played across to him. Sorensen with a throw in on this near side. It's a long throw. It's headed away. Oh, Stevens, good try. Dudziak crosses it in. I'm not sure if it's the same Dudziak as played for us in To Be a Legend series. Ahmed creating space. That's taken a deflection. Raya's going to get there though. Raya rolls the ball out to Janssen as we build from the back again. Yamalak. Janssen. Janssen goes out to Stevens. Winks. Lafee. Lafee to Apenda. Apenda, what the heck was that? Poor ball. Oh, Lewis Potter's run that one down. Lewis Potter! Oh, it's Muric manages to save it and somehow puts it behind. Lafee with an outswinger. It's headed clear, but only as far as Winks. Janssen. Mari to Winks. Janssen. No more highlights in that first half. And, well, I think we deserve to be in front, really. All but a save from Muric. But we've had 11 shots, 7 of which are on target. 1.18 on the XG. 59% of the possession. Burnley have had 3 shots, 1 on target, 0.24, 41% of the possession. We're still in this game, and if we can up the ante, we might be able to sneak a win. 48 minutes on the clock. Weghorst is off. Scott Twine, who tormented us in the other series, is on. Lewis Potter into the area now. He's created space. Yamalak. Oh, it's blocked. Openda. Lafay. It's taken the deflection. It's still not cleared, though. Yamalak. Lasharaway. Openda. Lewis Potter, 7th goal of the season. And we go 2-1 up. Oh, we've gone in front again, and we need to hang on to it this time. Lovely play. Took a deflection. Yamalak holding the ball up. Had El Sharaway there. Openda to Lewis Potter. Lewis Potter brought it down beautifully and puts it away. Question of offside. Nope, being played on. And with 64 minutes on the clock, making 2 changes. Beck Sorensen is off. He's tired. He's had a good game, though. Finn Stevens moves out to the left. We brought Mads Ruslev on in the right wing-back position. And the other change is El Sharaway also getting tired, not having a bad game. Lewis Potter drops out into that left side of midfield. And we've brought on Perez to replace him. And Perez and Openda just swapped over. And with 73 on the clock, making 2 more changes. Pablo Mare, who's had a great game, he's come off, and we have brought on Carl Starfelt in his place. And then we have also taken off Yamalak, who's also done very, very well. And we've taken him off and replaced him with Madi Kamra. And our final change of the match on nearly 86 minutes. We've taken off Harry Winks and we've brought on Mads Bidstrup to see the game out. Roslev with a throw in. Janssen, Perez, Lafay. Lafay nearly lost the ball. Roslev, Kamara. Openda comes back. Janssen, Kamara, Openda, Perez out wide to Lafay. Lafay's come into the area or the edge of the area, cuts it back, but he's given the ball away. And Starfelt is there. Kamara still not through, good through ball, and they're on the attack. And they'll be looking for an equaliser. But Kamara goes back and tidies up. Lewis Potter. Perez finds Openda. Openda's still got a bit of pace in him. Pulls it back. Perez, but saved on the line by Muric. And it's all over. We have won. And what a topsy-turvy game that was. We were behind after 2 minutes. Josh Brownhill putting Burnley in front and looked a bit ominous at that point. But Lewis Openda after 17 and Keane Lewis Potter after 50 giving us the win. They only had 2 shots on target, 8 shots in total. We had 21 shots, 10 of which were on target. Should have won this by a lot more. 2.46 on the XG. 61% of the possession. I think we were in charge of this game for most of it. I'd like to see the old stat screen that we'll have a look at in between games. But I think that was a good result, boys and girls. Well, this is how the table looks after that win against third place Burnley. And it's moved us up into 7th place on 32 points ahead of Blackburn on goal difference. 1 point behind Bristol City in 6th. Watford 5th in 35. Then Wolves 4th in 36. The same as Burnley, also on 36. So as it stands, 4 points behind them two. We are 12 points adrift of Sheffield United, who are in the second automatic promotion place. And Crystal Palace still up front on 49 points. And here's the screen that I was talking about. Burnley never really in it. They were in the first 5 minutes and scored. And had they carried that on, we could have been in trouble. But we got ourselves back into the game fairly swiftly. Lewis Openda after 17 minutes, which knocked them back a little bit. They had a little bit towards the end of the first half, but we managed to keep them at bay. Scoring that goal early in the second half, again, probably just knocked them about a little bit. and they had about 15 minutes in the second half when they were on top, but only short spells, thankfully. Well, nothing else to report in between games, so it is to the Coventry game, our second game of the episode. We've never played them before, so this is up for grabs. Here at the Brentford Community Stadium, can we follow up our home win against Burnley with a home win against Coventry and have a half-decent episode? Let's hope so. Let's go and have a look at the team that will face Coventry. And here is the team that faces Coventry City in this Sky Bet Championship match day 20. And it's Rare continuing in goal. Best, Sorensen, Starfelt, Janssen and Roslev as our defensive line. Lewis Potter, De Silva, Bidstrup and Preet are midfield with Perez and Zikari up front. Strakoshka, Pablo Mari, Madi Kamara, Diversoglu, Stevens, Yarmolik and Sharaway on the bench. And this is how the two sides line up, playing our 4-4-2. While Coventry play a 4-2-3-1. And no manager for them at the moment. Mark Stevens getting the sack. Coventry in 21st place with 16 points. We are currently up in 7th with 32 points. The teams again for you. First highlight, Preet with a corner, swings it in, it's gone in. Janssen with his third goal of the season after 12 minutes. And the first highlight has got us a reward. Preet with an outswinger. Janssen meeting it in front of the defender. And there we go. De Silva to Zikari, who's caught in the tackle, loses the ball. Gokores Godden is in, and Raya making a save. They have an outswinger. Knockout swings it out, but Raya comes out and collects. They have a goal kick. Wilson to Sheaf. Bidwell. Small. Gokores. And he's been caught in the tackle by Roslev. Preet comes forward. Preet, can he deliver? No. And he's tried to go for Bidstrup and didn't see the Coventry player there. And we're in trouble. We've got to backtrack now. Bidstrup, it's still got the cross in. Sorensen heads that clear, but only as far as Knockhart. Cross it! Ooh! Preet with the free kick. Has a go from distance. Come back off the woodwork. And De Silva puts it out. No more highlights in that first half. I have to say, we were nearly the architects of our own downfall in that first half. It hasn't been all our own way. Coventry have had 3 shots, 1 on target, 0.38, 53% of the possession. We've had 7 shots, 3 on target, 0.53, 47% of the possession. I think we should be further in front, really. First highlight of the second half, Bidwell with a free kick to Hammer. Small. And Small comes forward. Need to cut him out. He's crossed that ball in. Sorensen gets the head there. Bidstrup to Lewis Potter. Zikari. I think Perez thought he might have been offside, which is why he doubled back a little bit. But if it had been me, I'd have kept going on the off chance that I would have been onside. That ball goes out wide to Gokores. He's a troublemaker. And O'Hare scores. It's coming. 5th goal of the season. And once again, a team that's lower in the division, and we seem to be playing stupidly. What is the matter with us? Played it back for O'Hare. And with 61 minutes on the clock, making 2 changes. Beck Sorensen is tired. He's coming off. And we brought on Finn Stevens to replace him. And Andy Zakiri. He's not going to be with us beyond the end of the season or even beyond January. I don't think we need to replace him. He's poor. Lewis Potter has moved up in place of Zicari, and Perez and Potter have swapped over. Sharaway has come on for Zicari in that left midfield where he prefers to play. And with 77 minutes on the clock, making two more changes, we have taken off Josh Da Silva in the midfield, Yarmolek coming on for him, and we've also taken off Carl Starfelt in defence and brought on Pablo Mari. Perez, Yarmolek, who's just come on. Yarmolek, he's not up to speed, and Knockaert is there. We're going to cause ourselves problems, but Raya catches that ball. And with 87 minutes on the clock, our final change, we've taken off Lewis Potter, and we've brought on Diversoglu to see if he can get something in this last few minutes. They have a corner. Knockaert. Oh! And we've undone ourselves. Keir getting up above the defence, and we've been undone by the team near the bottom of the table. Like I said earlier, I'm pretty much fed up with this FM23 now. It's stinks, absolutely stinks. 9 shots, 4 on target, 1.13, 54% of the possession. We've had 15 shots, 5 on target, 0.96, 46% of the possession. I just don't know what to say. I'm lost for words. Well, it almost feels like 1 step forward, 2 steps back at the minute. Oh dear, I just do not understand what we are doing. Burnley look as if they've lost again. They're travelling down the table somewhat, coming to meet us, I think. No, they probably haven't played, actually. They've got a game in hand now. Disappointing day at the races as far as that's concerned. Coventry trying to get themselves clear at the bottom and managerless, and we've gone and lost to them right at the death. But even so, it is poor. So we finished the episode 8th on 32 points, 1 point behind Blackburn in 7th on 33, 4 points behind Wolves and Burnley 6th and 5th respectively. In fact, Bristol City in 4th as well, who they're travelling up the table quite well at the moment. Crystal Palace still top on 52. Well, we're going to come back we're going to play Peterborough and Preston offline. Peterborough currently in 17th place, Preston in 19th. We'll lose both those then. We're coming back for the Carabao Cup quarter-final against Bristol City. We have played them once and drawn 1-1 with them at the Community Stadium. We're at Ashton Gate for this quarter-final. Can we beat Bristol City at current form? I wouldn't put it past us not to be able to and get into the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup, a two-legged affair. That will be. So Bristol City and Stoke coming up in the next episode. Then we'll start and have a look at the transfer window. We'll be back right at the start of the transfer window. We'll come back for Derby County and the FA Cup third round. But we will start the next episode, I think, with the draw for the third round of the FA Cup. So we'll find out who we are going to play, Derby and whoever that may be, in the episode after that. So we'll see. Bristol City and Stoke in the next episode then. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Any comments that might help me, put them down below, because I really don't know what I'm doing wrong. If you have enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe and hit the notification button. Keeps you up to date with all future episodes of Project Turnaround, our other series, To Be a Legend, which is virtually at the end, penultimate episode, coming out on Monday. And of course our FM24 series when it is released. Best way of keeping up to date what's happening on this channel is to follow me on Twitter at JustOffside2. And if you have a look in the description down below and you haven't bought FM24 yet, there is a link to Fanatical. You can get yourself a discount. There is a discount code down there as well. It helps the channel, and I'd be much appreciated if you would go and purchase your copy from there. New episodes of Project Turnaround released every Tuesday and Friday at 4:15 p.m. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you for the next episode. It'll be episode 11. It's out on Tuesday. Until then, have yourself a splendid weekend. Bye-bye.